It started when my girlfriend and I were taking random stupid pictures for fun. One we took was of me holding a knife to her throat for novelty purposes. I thought it was pretty badass, so I made it my profile picture on Facebook. Later on that week, I went through my files. I have the max 5,000 friends because times like this, when my girlfriend is in Niagara Falls, which isn't really that far away, I spend a lot of time on the internet, and of course, I don't know them all. Needless to say, the picture attracted a lot of people leaving comments from, "Dude, you're so fucking sick, what the hell is cool about holding a knife to a girl's fucking neck?" to "God hates you for your pride in that." There was one comment from someone whose name was just a squiggle or a tilde, which was odd because Facebook has at least 3 rules to prevent that. The comment was just a smiley face. I didn't think much of it at the time, except that one of my friends found a glitch. I was not too interested in finding out who at the time. I just wanted to delete the photo because with the 30 to 40 negative replies, I figured it would just be better to remove the picture and not worry about any more death threats rather than to try to explain it was a fake. I clicked the options button, delete photo. Are you sure you want to delete the photo? Yes. There was an unusually long loading period. I clicked refresh and my browser closed. I didn't think much of it because shit like this happens all the time. I run Windows Vista, so... I reopened Chrome and went back to Facebook. The picture was still there, so it was apparent that Facebook never got the message to delete it. 10 notifications appeared at the time. All of them comments on that picture. More people going on about how I'm a deranged lunatic except for one. From Squiggle, which again was another emoticon. This time it was an unsure, nervous face. I went to delete it, and as soon as I clicked, it was gone. My profile picture returned to the default blue silhouette. I browsed through my old pictures to designate one as my new profile picture. I picked an old one from when I had my emo bangs dyed red and black. I got a lot of compliments on it before, so I figured why not. I set it up and returned to my profile. The picture of my girlfriend and I in the prank pose was back, only it had a noticeable red tint to it. I knew it was being a glitch because of all that timeline bullshit that I pride myself in being able to avoid for so long, but it sent shivers down my spine because it gave a real creepy feeling to the image. I clicked refresh thinking that would solve the issue. Of course it would, why wouldn't it? It did, and my picture was now younger, emo-er me. It meant nothing, but the red-tinted picture was stuck in my mind like a whisper, too faint to know what it was saying. I continued on with my pointless no-life, looking at endless pictures on Meanbase. 10 minutes passed before I heard the bidoop sound that signals someone cares about my existence. So, with more excitement than I would like to admit, I switched tabs right away to see who messaged me. Only there was no message. But my display picture was back to the red-tinted joke picture, which is odd because when I switched tabs I stayed on that page, and if an image were to be changed I'd have to refresh the page. I got a notification just then, so I checked it and, big surprise, another fucking comment on the picture. The picture that had been unaffected by my delete attempts other than a bit of discoloration. I clicked it just to find out how much of a twisted fuck I am. But there was only one comment on it. Guess who? Squiggle. Only this time, Squiggle posted another face. A sad face. This is when I decided that this was pretty weird. I clicked the approximately equal sign, and there were 30 seconds where nothing happened, then my screen turned black. A sound came from my speakers almost like a young girl's giggle, but generated through a Jacob's ladder. It was almost demonic. I touched nothing and listened as the electro giggles turned into electro cries, then an electro screams, and fell into silence. My heart was pounding. Literally fucking pounding on my ribs like it was a homeless man in a drunk tank trying to escape by hitting the bars. I started to hyperventilate. Everything went black. I woke up on the floor and all I could recall was swimming in warm milk. Then I was lying in blood. I was covered in it. Warm milk must have been what my mind equated the blood to during my unconscious state. I started to panic, checking myself for injuries that would cause this much blood when I noticed that both my wrists were cut to the bone and I fainted again. When I came to the second time, the blood was gone, my clothes weren't stained, and my wrists were fine. Well, almost. There were twin scars on each, no doubt from the cuts, but if they had healed already, how the hell long was I out for? It must have been weeks. And why the fuck was I in the same spot? And who took care of me? Immediately, I stood up and looked at my computer. It was on my Facebook profile, everything normal, but the damn picture was still there. I looked at the date. April 12th! The same date, what the hell? Yeah, I can believe hallucinating the blood, but these scars are real, 100% real. I calmed myself down and made myself believe it's just after the effects of the blackout, and after a while I'll stop seeing things. Mind you, I had no fucking clue what caused the blackout to begin with, and I'd completely forgotten about the squiggle and electro screams. I sat up the chair and continued doing the last thing I remembered, which was deleting the profile picture. I clicked on it and got a notification at the same time. I didn't have to check because I saw it. A comment on the picture from Squiggle this time, a crying face. I glanced my eyes back to the picture and jumped out of my seat. In the fraction of a second it took me to see the crying emoticon, the picture changed. No refresh, no upload, nothing was even clicked. It was essentially the same picture, same red discoloration. The only difference was the word kill spammed across the whole thing, top to bottom in a slight darker red than the tint. Calming myself again, I made myself believe I was just dealing with a sick, demented, very skilled hacker. I clicked the homepage, but there was no newsfeed, as if I were on a brand new account. I didn't have any friends or feeds or group memberships. Everything was gone. That can't be! I have 5,000 friends, right? I clicked over to my homepage. All the posts I've ever made were deleted, and the only post on my wall was from Squiggle, and it only contained the angry emoticon. Looking over at my friends list, the number was normal, but all my friends on the list were plainly visible named Squiggle. And the most terrifying part was all of these pictures were the same demonic red-tinted fucking picture with the same exact layer of writing, kill, 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 kill. I didn't even bother to look at the rest because I knew I would find the same thing 5,000 times. I had enough. Whoever the Squiggle was had successfully scared me off the internet and my computer altogether. I walked over to the wall, knees shaking. I bent over and unplugged the cord from my wall. I stood up, turned around, and holy fuck! My girlfriend was standing there, her head bowed and her bangs hidden her face in a shadow. Holy shit, babe! You scared the shit out of me! What are you doing here? I noticed she was wearing a dress. It was a blue dress made out of an almost sheen-like material. It had white polka dots and I recognized it, but I couldn't remember where from. Her arms drooped to her side. They were pale and I could see scars on the wrists. They were the same scars I have. The exact fucking same. You okay, babe? Baby, you're scaring me. She began to giggle in the voice of a little girl with a very disturbing and shocking noise thrown in. The electronic giggle. I froze in fear and she started to walk towards me slowly. When she got about 1 foot away from my face, she stopped and silenced her giggle, then raised her head. Her eyes were backwards? I could see the optic nerve stretched around the top pulsating. She stared at me, or rather, stared at her own brain. I then recognized the dress. I saw her wear it in the picture, and I saw it at her grandparents' house. It always made me think of her innocence. I couldn't speak. I couldn't even move. I could not even shake. I felt no physical existence, as if fear washed over me. Her face started to boil.
You were almost right.
What? I blinked and she was gone. I then fell to my knees and cradled my entrails.